Hello everyone. If you are interested in installing AI locally and have unlimited access, then this guide is for you. We see a lot of people installing AI locally, but there are some things that we should consider. And one of the most important of that is that we need a powerful device that can run it. Else we will be very limited, or we must run very slow models that are not capable to do much stuff. But if we need a small model to do very basic tasks, it's often done. So the question is where we can run our LLM. The best thing to run an LLM is at the GPU. Modern processors have an NPU, the last models of Intel, that can help a lot of running calculations. And the last one is the CPU. It's slower than all the two others, but if you have a decent CPU, you can run a capable LLM with not much of parameters, of course. In our example, we will use one of the simplest methods to run an LLM. The most usually methods are the LMs with the LM Studio, the second one with Olama, which has a little command line, and there are many other options like Lemonade by AMD that is focused in their CPUs but can run in other CPUs too. This option has the advantage that it can use the NPU. And in our example with the LM Studio, this time it cannot use the NPU if you have a capable processor. Okay, let's install it. Let's open our website, our browser on the website lmstudio.ai. Here we're going to find LM Studio. Like we said earlier, this is the easiest way to install an LLM. Let's download it. It's easier because it has a user interface. But here you get options to install it without, if needed. The other two options that we mentioned before are for more advanced users. We're going to see them in the next video. Okay, it's downloading. Here we see all the models that we can install on LM Studio. And the documentation is really, really good. So you can search and tweak some options. We're going to see the basic options and some more advanced after the installation. Okay, it's ready to go. So, okay, we push agree, install, pick the folder, and the procedure of the installation starts. So a little patient here. Okay, it's installing. Usually it suggests us one model at start. So we can start with one. It picks one, usually Gemma or another model. We're going to skip this and go straight to the LM Studio and then install some models later. To start, we're going to see two options. The developer mode, it is more advanced. We can run an API and use it with other tools or scripts that we write by our own. It's very interesting. And the second is that it starts every time the PC starts. We don't need it here. The developer mode is very, very interesting, but it needs a video by its own. So we can use the AI 24 hours doing tasks, maybe with OpenClaw or Home Assistant and other tools that do some jobs for us all the time. You're gonna see it maybe if you like it in a video with more details. There's a lot of stuff that we can do with this option. And there is where the really magic begins. If you like a video like that and with very details and real examples, just comment and we're going to create one. Okay, let's see all the models that we have. These are the models that I have already installed on this machine. This here is the developer mode. You create the responses and the API calls. Okay, and here we can download our models. You see, we have a lot of options. Like Qwen, Gemma, and different parameters. So we can find a model that can run on our laptop. The more parameters we have, here 12 billion with this Gemma, that more power we need to run it. Here is the 4 billion parameter Gemma, very nice model from Google. It has 128 tokens length and a maximum output of 8,000. You need a lot of space. We start to download it. It's 3.3 gigabyte. So if you download a lot of models and bigger ones, you will need a lot of space on your hardware. And it's better you store it on a SSD or NVMe because the model must be loaded to the RAM and this takes a little time. So if it's a fast disk, you start much faster. Okay, let's keep loading. 20%. Here we see that this model can have images as input. Gemma has this capability. It's an all-in-one model that works very good with small hardware. So we can see later an image as an input. It don't has output image. It's only for the input. So we can recognize something or see something in the image. For output, we need other models, and this usually other procedure. Qwen is very strong too and very fast. A Chinese model and supports a lot of languages, 100 languages and dialects. We see here. Here's a very length context. So we can write a lot and can remember a lot. And Mistral, the France startup, is very strong too. And small models is very fast and gives very good answers and support a lot of languages. They keep making it better. So you see we have a long list of LLMs that you can try, and some LLMs are better in other cases and some other in others. Some of them are better at coding, some others at image recognizing, so you must test it. And some of them are specialized in one sector. Maybe example, Qwen, you see Qwen coding and Qwen the usual for usually tasks. So if you want to use it for coding, you pick the right one. Okay, let's proceed. Here we can load our model. And we start with Gemma. It takes a little time. And if you have a slow PC, it will take a little longer. Okay. We write hello. It's already calculating and preparing the answer. Okay, it's already writing. You see here how much tokens per second he can output, almost 3. The summary was 50 token, and he needed 22.8 seconds to output this. Okay. Here we have an Intel Ultra, so it's a fast machine. We see that the model that we picked for is downloaded too. So let's ask this LLM what it can run on this CPU. The Intel Ultra has an integrated GPU too. All the processing the most of it done by the GPU. We can pick this on the settings if we want to use only the CPU, but it's a lot slower. So if it combines, it's much better. This processor has NPU too, but like I said before, LM Studio can't use it right now. So you must use Lemonade from AMD if you want to use the NPU too. But this NPU is slower than the GPU anyway. Okay. You see here, we need a lot of RAM. We see here the model took 8 GB of RAM. So, and if you pick a bigger one, we need a lot more. This is the context 4096, the maximum context. This means that all we have written here, he will not remember if we exceed the 4096. And we already use it at 2%. So if we write something and we want to proceed and the model must remember it, we must have a bigger context. Okay, so just 3 models for that, the Mistral, the Tiny Llama, and the quantization is very important. If we pick model with quantization, we can load bigger models and they run a lot faster. So we see the letter Q. Q4 is a very good option to run a model faster and have access to more parameters. Okay, here it tells us the software is a crucial factor too. If you run a model, you can edit or delete something that was written before. So we can make it answer faster, because anytime if we write something new, it must read all the previous things that we have written, all the discussion. So it sometimes helps deleting something that was not important. The good thing is when we run our models locally, that all our data stays locally. Nothing gets out. There are options to run this on a Docker or on a VM that is closed, so get 100% sure that nothing gets out. Here we see the tokens. We can tweak it and give it a bigger number than 4,000. This model is capable of 32,000, so we can add at this point a little more, and this is a good option, but we need more power. So don't increase it too much if you don't have the power to support it. Okay, there are a lot of other options here to tweak it. More CPU threads are a little more advanced, and we can reload to apply the new changes. So it will change the context. Here we get some examples of the speed that is expected with this CPU. Okay. And if you want something faster, you must buy a separate device that is more capable for faster models. Like the NVIDIA Spectra, but it's an expensive option. But that are smaller things that can run very fast, some models. Okay, here we see how much is left. And we apply, you see, we already have much more length available, 6,000. Here we see the answer, how much it took and how many tokens per second we had. And we delete some here. The hello that we start at the start. Okay. And now if we're gonna write something, it is gonna read all the previous context. That's why I need a little time before it starts, because it reads all the context that we had before. He saves the important parts that they are needed for the next answer, and then he begins to answer. And it's a lot here. Don't expect so fast answers like the models that are out there, but here you have 100% privacy and unlimited access. If you use API calls with a developer mode, you can make so many questions and so many you want without any limitation. Okay, here we see some extra options that we have, the tools that we can enable if a model has something. You can use code, JavaScript code here with Gemma. OCR or other options. We can enable them if the model is capable of something more than with these tools. Here we have the chat. We can rename it so we can remember the chat we had. And let's try the image analysis. Please keep going as we created the new chat. And answering what we can run with 32 gigabyte of RAM on this processor. And we can stop, of course, the procedure if we want. Qwen is downloaded, so let's try this option with the image input. This is the yellow vision image with an eye. It tells us that this model is capable for an input as an image. Okay, let's pick an image. Let's select one. Here I have one that is created with AI. Okay, and let's write what you see. And the analysis begins. He's already processing the prompt. The image that we have is that here. With the scale and the reflection on the screen. Let's see how good Qwen recognizes this image. Okay, and it's writing already the results. Let's see, striking digital artwork that blends the human and technological elements. Okay. A woman's face and profile, features. Giving the impression of data streams. Very good recognition for a so small model with only 4 billion parameters. Okay, and it took a little time. Now we can compare it with Gemma, the option from Google that has image input too. Okay, model loaded. And let's write the prompt. So Gemma can take a look to this picture too. Gemma is calculating. Okay. And we have here a small error. This happens sometimes on models. I tried to look the weather information. It's totally irrelevant. But it answers the question and what he sees from the image. So we can compare it with above with Qwen. The artwork is very detailed. The location of piece. The woman's face is partially black, glowing, digital patterns, almost like circuitry, data names, colors, etc., etc. Okay, very nice guess from Gemma. Okay, let's see some other options too. what we can do here, we can preset some options. One that we pick here is we make a preset from ads expert. So we can save it and we can write instructions to the local AI for its behavior. System prompt. Here we can write how this preset, how the LLM in this preset will act. Okay, right here. You are a Google and Meta Ads expert. Okay. And guide me with ads creation of animation. I prompt. We can write more details here and define the skills and the behavior of this LLM. We can tell them to answer short or to answer more with tables or in any style that we prefer. We can change the temperature or accuracy or how more it can try to think a little different. Okay. This is the other prompt here. Happy, be extra friendly and happy. So we change the behavior. Or we can write a new one that in this preset it's more critical with us, because usually the LLMs are very friendly, and the most times they say to the user, you are right. So if you want to change it, we can with this behavior here be more critical, and we can have, if you disagree, if you think my idea is not good, tell me the truth, and etc. This is very helpful. Okay, and let's give it a try here as an ad expert. Okay, I want a Google ad for a new hardware mouse. So we let the model create the ad for a product. If we have the API in the developer mode, we don't need to wait. We can give it some instructions from our app or with an email, and it can create it, or it can create it every day. So that's why I said that we have a lot of options there if we use the API and little code. But we can take a look in the other video of that. It's very interesting. Okay, and this already answering. The 4 billion model is really fast. He's writing some code here, and this is because we forget the code interpreter on. So he's writing a JavaScript code with that too. Okay, it's writing in JavaScript the functions and the output in the console. We don't need it here. The descriptions. Just ignore it, and we're gonna close it as an option. These are the tools that the model is capable, like we saw in the little hammer there before. So because it's enabled, is generating JavaScript code too. Okay, it's written, the JavaScript is created. We proceed node to the net that we wanted. He writes the headlines, headline 1, headline 2, the descriptions. We can give it more options here too. And the detail, write 3 or 4 descriptions and so many characters. And if we use the API and the developer mode that we talked about earlier, we can make it overnight, and it can read our products, 10, 20 products, and create some campaigns. And with a little of coding, it's possible that we connect to the Google Ads and upload our ads then automatically. But that all can be done only with the API code, so we don't need to wait, and the AI is a little helper that works with all that kind of stuff. Okay. Let's load Qwen and give it a try too. Okay, here we see we write a little script to test coding with this little one, the 4 billion model. It's one of the fastest on this with these parameters. We write a simple Python script that asks for a name of the user and then prints nice to meet you and outputs the user. Okay. And it answers really, really fast. Here's written already the script. Okay, it was a simple one, but it don't took a lot. Okay, and let's see next. We said that some models are specialized in some tasks, like CodeGemma. It's the Gemma variant specialized with coding. Qwen has an option 2 for code. This is very usually that a family of LLMs has some specific is specialized in some tasks like here. Okay, we let him write a Python script. That scans an IP address. And it's already started. It imports the libraries that needed, the socket library, a very known library. And let's keep writing the script. With some simple error handling. Here you see it's not reachable. The port number is not reachable, or the IP address. We can write more detailed at the beginning, so it gives us then the script that we need exactly. Very nice and very fast for a 7 billion LLM. It took 5 seconds and 260 tokens. If you want to see more advanced usage of local LLMs, then subscribe and comment.